What's going on to all my Cancer crabs? So you Cancer crabs got the Seven of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, the World, which is Capricorn, which is the exact opposite of Cancer crabs. But the Wheel of Fortune does represent Cancer crabs. Then you have the Two of Pentacles. You have the King of Wands. You have the Six of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and last you have the Moon. Now, the moon naturally does rule over Cancer crabs anyway, but in the tarot, it represents Pisces. So, all right. Oh, yeah. Shout outs to Into the Mystic Ash. Go ahead and check out her page, her channel. Um, Interesting readings. Uh, Shout outs to you. But let's get into it. So, what I'm seeing here is that the Seven of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, this represents how a lot of you Cancer is right now. That's interesting, because what I'm seeing here is that there's somebody that expected you to be like this, right? There's somebody expected you to be to Seven of Pentacles, be by yourselves, um, mourn the loss of this person not being in your life anymore. Your universe, your world is supposed to crumble. You're not supposed to actually rebound from the type of dysfunctional stuff that they were pulling with you, the type of dysfunctional things that they tried. And yet the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit represents, they also expected you to be an individual that, isolated yourself, um, uh, be in your home, not necessarily be out and about and speaking to a lot of people, and just overall genuinely and generally be okay with the fact that they left you or things didn't necessarily work out between you and them. But the narrative is that they left you. That's the narrative. The narrative that they're creating is they left you and your world crumbled, according to them, because that's not necessarily what actually is reality. The facts are, you have the World and the Two of Wands. And these two cards are about how, excuse me, the World is, you're actually doing okay. You're doing fine. Um, you Cancer crabs are still up and about. You're not doing any more isolation than you Cancer crabs already do, right? Because Cancer crabs do their own self-imposed isolation, right? All the water signs do. All of the water signs do their own self-imposed, sometimes not self-imposed, and where it's inflicted upon them or afflicted upon them isolation, right? But all water signs have their own form of isolation. And you Cancer crabs are not doing any more form of self-imposed isolation than what's usually your average your average period, your average time period of it. You Cancer crabs actually seem to be doing quite well. Then you have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is about how a lot of you Cancers are just thinking about what to do next, right? What to do next in your journey when it comes to dating, mating, relationships, this type of thing. Because even you Cancer crabs have dating and mating relationship issues, right? Lots of issues. So does pretty much everybody, but it's a matter of those who figured it out and if they can find somebody. So the situation is that the King of Wands, excuse me, the King of Wands represents the type of people whom you were engaging with, which is who you were, meaning past tense. So arrogant, misinformed, dysfunctional, out of touch with reality, very delusional, right? The Six of Pentacles, while at the same time, what they're not going to tell you is that they owe so much to you, and that they owe, their cover, they owe their mask, excuse me, to you. And what I mean by that is that you Cancer crabs allow them some form of normalcy because they know that they're messed up. They know that they're dysfunctional. They know that. It's just that, right? They know that something is wrong, but at the same time, that's part of what makes up the problem or the cluster. They don't want to admit it. So they know something's off, but at the same time, they don't want to admit it. You see, so the Six of Pentacles is them owing you. They know that they like you. This past person who you used to hang out with, date, they know that they like you. And they know that if they were functional, they would be with you. But excuse me, they're not functional. So what's out here for a lot of you Cancer crabs is this person is not willing to accept this part about themselves because they're not necessarily all the way upstairs. They're kind of off, if you catch my drift. They're off. They're not very functional to begin with. They've got their own problems that they've got going on, and that you were essentially the patsy. You were the person. You were the doormat. Unfortunately, they used you as the doormat. I think it's a very dysfunctional and I think it's a very dysfunctional idea to use Cancer crabs as the doormat, considering the fact that Cancer crabs will ride, will run down on you. But you know, but okay, I guess these people are testing their luck, right? Okay. But the thing is that the Seven of Swords here represents this being a situation for you where the Seven of Swords is about how and so the best thing that they're doing right as of right now is they're really just the Nine of Pentacles. They're really just hanging out with someone else, trying to do their endeavor best to get over you, or to act like they never dated you, or to act like you and them never hung out and they don't know who you are, um, so that they can get over you, even though it's not working. It's not working because they know that they wronged you, Cancer crabs. They know that they wronged you. And they know that, again, they have a debt to pay. And what I mean when I say debt, I mean like they know that when it comes to you, they can't tell you anything because you hung out with them. You were in a relationship with them. You got to know them. And they were dysfunctional. And they know that they can't run that kind of game on you. So the only thing that they really ultimately can say is that, yeah, you're right. But see, that's again a part of the cluster. They're not going to admit that they're wrong. I have people who's done some very messed up things, very disrespectful things to me, that they know that they did wrong, and other people are telling them that they did wrong, and they still won't apologize. So that type of delusion, that type of situation. And then you also got to understand too, my dear Cancer crabs, right? Because I know y'all will appreciate this, right? That's excuse me, that's the reason why it is I love y'all. You also have to take into consideration that people who act like this are not right in their head and in their heart. Have you ever noticed that? Have you Cancer crabs ever noticed that the people who are the most disrespectful are kind of loopy? You understand what I'm saying? If you ever pay attention to them, some of them are cross-eyed. Excuse me, cross-eyed. Do you know that cross-eyed comes from heavy, heavy, heavy dysfunctional relationships? Do you know that? Do you know that that no one's eyes is naturally crossed? Do you know that that being cross-eyed comes from uh, a heavy, heavy, heavy uh, spiritual attacks? So again, people who act like this, Cancer, my dear Cancer crabs, they're not correct here and in here in the heart. They're not. There's something off there. So what I'm trying to say to y'all is You Cancer Crabs need to understand your value. Y'all need, if you, this is just, now again, you don't have to do what I suggest. This is just my own suggestion because I'm trying to help you. What I suggest to you Cancer Crabs is understand understand that these people are dysfunctional, and understand that a lot of the times most of the people in your life are dysfunctional, and that the problems that they are going through are actually based upon some sort of conflict that they have with somebody else, or another situation. It has more than likely, unless it has something directly to do with you Cancer Crabs, it has nothing to do with you Cancer Crabs. Do the research yourself. Or nothing to do with any of the people over here on this channel, if they're doing it correctly, that is, under that condition. It's something else that has to deal with a whole other situation that these people are unequipped or too cowardly to actually directly deal with. A part of it, a part of that cluster is called avoidance, or being emotionally illiterate. Them not actually confronting the dark night of the soul, so to speak, which is confronting their own issues, for them to actually deal with their own issues. So what happens? So the last card is the moon. The moon represents, again, they have to deal with their own personal issues, which proves my point, which brings it right back into what it is I was saying. They have to deal with their own personal issues. They're marching deeper into delusion. And in order for them excuse me, to get themselves out of delusion, they are going to have to learn to accept that they did this wrong, and that they should have did this better, and that they learn from this misfortune. Even though they didn't necessarily want to do this certain thing, they realized, even though that it was not necessarily an ethical thing for them to do to you Cancer Crabs, or for them to do anyone else, because it's not just you that they're doing it to. They're doing it to countless other people that they interact with, including, see, including the people that you think that they like, including the people that you Cancer Crabs think that they don't actually like. And the reason why it is that I'm saying that in the first place, oh wow, the reason why it is I'm saying that in the first place, my dear Cancers, is due to the fact, that's better, is due to the fact that those people that they got you thinking that they like you so much and all that other type of stuff, it's actually them trying to butter them up. That's the situation. It's actually them trying to butter up those individuals and use them as patsies, to where uh when they do anything dysfunctional and disrespectful to other people can, the people that they've been buttering up, can say, I don't, that's not my experience, I don't know what it is that you're talking about. Meanwhile, those same individuals who are buttering up those other individuals, they actually despise those people that they're buttering up. And that's where the delusion and the mind flip is. They like you, they despise the people that they're buttering up, but they like the people whom they are being disrespectful to. But a lot of you Cancer Crabs maybe ask yourselves, how is that even possible? Because again, their mind is not all the way up there. That's the reason why it is that I ask y'all, and their heart is not in the correct place. This is the reason why it is that I ask y'all, Cancer Crabs, and I've been asking all the zodiac signs, is it that people are really running game, or is it that this is the rantings and the ravings of a person who's out of their mind? That's the question that you have to answer for yourself, my dear Cancers. Let's clarify the moon card here. You have the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the World. Let me show it to you again. Now, the world represents Capricorn also, which is the exact opposite sign of Cancer Crab. So the Eight of Cups is that Don't worry about it. They're gonna drift out of this new relationship that they're using to forget about you. They're gonna drift out of that new relationship too. Easy like Sunday morning. The Ace of Wands is that because, again, they have not dealt with their own internal issues. And they're going to go out here and deal with other people like this. See, the moon doesn't have anything to do with you in this reading because a lot of you Cancers are doing your internal work. Good for you. Appreciate y'all. Proud of y'all. Right? So y'all don't even have to worry about that type of stuff. What y'all need to be focused on is you Cancer crabs need to do the things that y'all normally want to do the things that you normally do, and learn from your lessons, learn from your mistakes, learn from the things that you did right when you were in a relationship with this person, learn from the things you did wrong, learn from the things that you could have did better. That's what it is that y'all should be doing. And learn to go down memory lane, confront the trauma that you have, forgive yourself and forgive that person, and continue to move forward and gain insight from this past relationship instead of being mad or being sad or, you know, overly isolating yourself. We're not trying to over isolate. There's a certain point in time where people need isolation, of course. I do it, I need it too. But then there's also a time where people need to show up and be in the sun. And you Cancer crabs need to show these people that you can show up and be in the sun, right? And you need to really show it to yourself, not even them. You need to show it to yourself. So let's clarify the world card. Right? Meanwhile, you already have the world for this reading anyway. So to clarify the world, we have the Ten of Wands, the King of Wands, the Fool. So again, you're done. You're moving forward with this. The King of Wands, the Fool, and because of this, you have direction as to where you're going in your life. You're on the right track. You're definitely doing what it is that you need to do, and you're not going to let anybody, nor should you let anybody, bring you back to being in this disposition or disposition by telling you Cancer crabs that, oh, you should be here and this is the thing that you can do. There comes a point in which you must learn to give up, but that's a whole other video. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel. Y'all have been smashing the subscribe button. Y'all have been smashing the like button. Y'all have been hitting the notifications. Really appreciate it. But listen, I'm trying to get this YouTube channel to 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year. Currently, I'm on 2,285 subscribers. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get notified whenever it is I drop these videos. Thank you. Peace.